What's going on, people? David the Ring here. Welcome to No Frontier, your travel channel when it comes to all things travel. So, it seems like another airline has entered in the ultra low fare airline category list, if you will. When we think of ultra low fare, we always think about Spirit. We think about Frontier. There's Allegiant. So there's a bunch of players in the space. Back in the day it was AirTran, for those of you who know, back in like '09 or whatever, before they were bought out. So there's people in the space. So why, in fact, is there another airline entering the space? And there's for great reason. So that airline is Breeze Airways. So Breeze Airways, a little backstory, not so much. So they started back in May 27th of last year, and it was created by the founder of Jetblue. So here we already have a founder of a low-fare airline creating another one. Now JetBlue and Southwest are technically low-fare airlines. They might not be ultra, but because of the devotion that people have to those brands, people don't look at it that way. So we have this founder of JetBlue creating another airline. So what is the reason? So think about it like this. They're trying to do point-to-point cities or secondary cities, if you think about it like that. I'll give you an example of what I mean. They have a route now. So Breeze Airways, they're seeking to cover the Northeast and the Southeast right now, and they're going to expand as time go on. You got to start small and then expand, and just see how people react to the service that they're providing. So here's an example. You have Huntsville, Alabama. You have Charleston, South Carolina. Now this is a route that Breeze runs. Now before Breeze, typically if you were leaving Huntsville, you might have to make a connection in Atlanta. So you'll have to make a connection. So you'll be going Huntsville. So there's Birmingham. Huntsville is on top of Birmingham. So you'll be going down to Atlanta and then going to Charleston. So you'll be swooping like that. But now with Breeze, you'll be just going pretty much across, right? You'll be saving time and saving from getting a connection. And we know how much connections are, because if one is, on maintenance or there's weather, it could really interrupt the whole process. So the more you can have direct flights, the best, the better travel experience you can have. And so that's one of the routes that they have. So that's what they plan to do. Be the gap in a lot of secondary cities. And what I mean by that also is when every state there's a major airport in the largest city. So the Birmingham would be the largest when you talk about in Alabama, and even for them, so Birmingham is BHM. I used to work there. So you would most likely anyway have to connect into Atlanta anyway, right? So that's that. So let's get into Breeze and how they work in terms of their baggage fees, because that's what people want to know. Because what happens is when you go to book a flight, a lot of the low airfare lines pop up as the cheapest, but people later have to factor in the luggage costs. Here's what's different. We have with Breeze, they have two systems, if you will. They have a nice passenger and a nicer passenger. So think about it like a premium passenger or an economy passenger, for example. Think about it like that. So with the nice passenger, here's what your baggage allowance is. In terms of a personal bag, as a nice passenger, so like the basic passenger, you can bring a purse or a backpack, something very small that can fit under your seat for free. That's that. Obviously for the nicer, you can do that as well. For the nice passenger, when you are doing a carry-on, meaning in the overhead bin, that's $20. With the nicer passenger, that's free. If you're checking your bag down below, for the nice passenger, the basic passenger is 20 bucks, and you can bring 3 bags. They're $20 a piece. And for the nicer passenger, that's included in the ticket. So they have a check bag and a carry-on bag included in the nicer the nicer package for the customer. So those are the two main differences. Now, the bag, when you're doing carry-on for the nicer passenger, it must not exceed 35 pounds. And also, I'm pretty sure by the gate, they'll have like a bag chart to make sure your bag is not large. So just make sure it's not large, make sure you have the right size. You know what a standard carry-on looks like. A lot of people try to be slick and then end up at the gate. Somehow some slip through TSA, and then when they get to the gate, they're surprised that they have to pay a large amount. So don't be that type of person. Now, you are able, like later I'm gonna talk about like if your check bag exceeds 50 pounds. So it's almost on par with other airlines in terms of weight, right? Because everybody has to do weight and balance, all the airlines. So the luggage weight distribution is usually on par. So as for a check bag, it's usually 50 pounds, considered a standard check bag. Once you go over that, then the additional cost, and it's considered like heavier bags, overweight bags. So while I'm already touching it, let me break down the cost in that. So if you were checking a bag that's between 51 and 71 pounds, not only is it the fee of the bag, but is additional 20 bucks. Now, if the bag was 71 to 99 pounds, is the fee of the bag plus $50. If your bag is kind of like oversized, meaning it's like maybe a golf club bag or something like that, not only is the regular price with also $50 attached to it. So hopefully, guys, that makes sense. One more thing I would say is this: when you're booking your ticket, when you normally, like I said, as a nice passenger, your bag will be 20 bucks. If you fail to do it when you're booking your flight, within 3 hours of the flight, you're able to pay for the bag, but it's gonna be 25 bucks. If you don't do that while buying your ticket or 3 hours before your flight, you're gonna have to pay $50 for that bag. So that's something that you don't want to do. So I believe everything is pretty clear. We have to wrap it up to just make sure that everybody's on the same page. And always, if you have questions, leave them down below. There's a nice passenger, there's a nicer passenger. For the personal items, backpack, purse, it's free. That's the thing that the nice passenger gets for free. But the carry-on and check bag, that person has to pay $20 respectively. For the nicer passenger, that is something that's included. So it's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me, I don't know why it reminds me of this, but it reminds me of hostels, where in hostels, the basic thing is to get a bed, and it's that price. And then if there's a hotel, in hostels, there's also private rooms. I don't know why it gives me that comparison, but that's what it is. One has everything included. The other one really stands to what you would expect from an ultra low fare airline in terms of you have to pay for additional bags. So hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see if you'll get to try Breeze Airways. Tell me what you think about it. I've seen the planes, especially when I was down in Tampa. Tampa is one of their routes. So yeah, until next time, Dave During, No Frontier, over. I'll see you.